Hello, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the pool party. I hope you can swim because we're definitely diving into the deep end with a huge splash of truth, facts, evidence, information, and proof. Swim. Say what you mean. It's talk about talking. How we listen, how we hear, how we speak, how we hear what we're listening to when we speak, how a listener hears what we're saying, if what we're saying, what they're actually hearing and or understanding. Is it clear? Swim. Say what you mean. Well, that's just the beginning of understanding, because after we get that understanding, how do we accept it? How we respond if it's not what we expect is paramount. Are you okay with the truth? Are you man, woman, human, or spiritual enough to accept the truth? Let's find out. Let's do it. Welcome to The Swimming Pool with your host, Travis Bridges.
Bam! Good evening and welcome to The Swimming Pool. I am your host, Travis Bridges, and this is SWIM, S-W-Y-M. That is the acronym for Say What You Mean. Question for you. You already know it was coming. Are you saying what you mean? Are you meaning what you say? Really, tell me the truth. Don't lie. I'm watching you. Are you saying what you mean? Are you meaning what you say? It's very important that you do that. And it's not even easy to do. As a matter of fact, it's difficult because I find that we often say what we feel. We say what we think. We find a way to say what we believe, and somehow or another that becomes so powerful that the truth and reality of whatever you're talking about gets kind of pushed to the side. I think it's important to analyze, what am I talking about? Am I talking about what's happening? Or am I talking about how I feel about it, what I believe, what I want, what I expect? Good question. Not easy to do, which brings me to my subject/topic, my way / no way. This is going to be part 2. A couple of days ago, I was hanging out at one of my favorite public places, and I did a live stream that was pretty cool that sparked me to do another one. And it has to do with the season that I'm in. I don't know what to call it, but I'll just come up with a name. Revelation season. It's as if a lot of things are just coming clear to my head, and I think that's what happens when you go into, I don't know, what would you call it, isolation for a little while, and you give yourself time to reflect, meditate, and even heal in some cases. You come out with a newfound way of thinking and being. And I want to talk about the behavior of feelings and emotions. It's amazing. We were talking about, and I caught myself on the last podcast, I said the execution of Charlie Kirk. What I meant was the assassination. I guess there's a difference. I didn't even look it up. I just knew that it wasn't necessarily an execution. I guess it was in some kind of way. But it, brought sadness to my heart to, first of all, know that someone's life was taken for the way they spoke and the way they thought. And even more so, that there were people who were rejoicing in his death. And I just did not get that. And I want to talk about what caused me to at least take the side of those type of people who can and who will rejoice in that type of situation. Not that I agree with it or anything like that, but anytime I'm analyzing something, even if I have a strong feeling or a belief about it, it's always wise to at least listen to what the other person or people are saying and try to put on their shoes or wear their hat. And again, I don't agree necessarily, but I do have a different perspective of how they may see what it is they're talking about. But before I get into that, I want to talk about commitment. As I've been watching all of the clips and publications of some of the special moments of Charlie Kirk and how he would debate, one thing I know he stood for in particular was like family values. And although I believe I have strong family values, the one thing that caused me to think was his perspective on family values. mother, father, husband, wife, commitment, a strong foundation to help with, society, to help produce a more productive society. So as I began to think about that, naturally, I started thinking about myself. I've been single now for over 20 years. And the idea that I have not made that level of commitment in over 20 years caused me to go to the mirror and say, boy, what's wrong with you? Don't get me wrong. Have I tried to date? Have I tried to go out? Have I tried to actually like someone and wish and hope and pray that someone would like me and, have that ability to commit to me? Yes, I have tried. But there's something in my heart and my knower that always caused me to either be afraid or just cautious to the point where it's like, no, I better not put all of my eggs in that basket. So for the last long 20 years, I'll say, I've just kind of been living maybe in fear or maybe even just being cautious. But I think it was the turning point, no pun intended, of his death and the concept of marriage and family that he talked about to cause me to think to myself that you have to be serious with what it is you really want. It's nothing wrong with the commitment, but I believe fear will cause us to not want to, and rightfully so. When you don't trust someone, maybe it's because you don't trust yourself. And for whatever reason, you may dibble and dabble, you may, run and gun, whatever you call it. But I'm just in that season of where a commitment is important to me. And it has to do, I always like to slip in my gym experience. I can make any kind of example out of my most recent commitment of my gym. I get up every day and I go, whether I feel like it or not, and the results are showing, not just with the change of my body, but my mind and everything about me just changes. And I wanted to talk about commitment as it relates to forgiveness. And I'm going to be another 12 minutes and I'm going to be out of here. So be patient with me. One of my subscribers had the nerve to say something about my intro, talking about it was too long. Listen, build a bridge and get over it. I heard that somewhere, so I'm going to steal it. I'm going to change it. I just don't know to what, because I actually listen to the intro when it's on. It's important to know where I'm coming from. I believe it's important to say what you mean what you say. So listen to the intro. Don't fast forward it. And even the closing. There's a lot of information in there that will help. Now let's see. Where was I? What was I talking about? I don't like losing my train of thought. I was talking about commitment and not being afraid to commit. And I think that's where I am. Oh yeah, I remember now. I was talking about commitment as it relates to forgiving. I've been taught that when something negative happens to you, if someone does something bad, you get betrayed for whatever reason, you're supposed to forgive them. And the reason you forgive people is not to let them off the hook, so that you can be at peace. Even the Bible talks about forgiving. If you don't forgive your brother or your sister, how can God forgive you? So I want to kind of sort of compare commitment the same way. If you make a commitment in any situation, whether it's in business, whether it's in a relationship, it doesn't matter. Even the one I want to talk about right now, if you make a commitment to be committed to going to the gym and making your body and your mind and your soul better through exercise and nutrition, if you stick to whatever it is you commit to, stick to what you commit. Oh, I thought that rhymed. You will see the results of that for you. I used to always say in my Pounds on the Ground group, exercise and fitness is the only thing where you fully benefit from it. When you put in the work, you're the only one who gets the results. And I'm starting to see commitment the same way. When you forgive someone for something, you rest better. They don't have that level of control or power over you when you're harboring the anger or pain that comes with any forms of betrayal. But I want to stick to my point and talk about, commitment. When you make a commitment to someone or to something, You don't do it based on how the other person does. It's like, let's just say in a relationship, if you say, I'm going to commit to someone significant, if they don't honor their end of the commitment, that almost doesn't have anything to do with you. That doesn't mean be a fool. Doesn't mean don't let people disrespect you or run over you. But I think if you can find a way to make a commitment and then you focus on yourself and not necessarily try to police anyone else. Let's just say you go into business with someone and you say, okay, I'm going to put this amount of time, effort, and energy into the business. But then you start watching what someone else is doing. You can't now focus on yourself. If you make a commitment to do something and you put your heart and soul in it and you have faith in your effort, you don't have to police anyone else ever. And of course, if someone violates your trust, then by all means, govern yourself accordingly. But I think I'm learning in this season as it relates to strong families and strong relationships and just a strong society in general. I think it starts with people who want to be loved and who want to love, to make a commitment and don't be afraid of what will happen, what someone else may or may not do. It's not easy to make a commitment and then focus on yourself. Like, you have a buddy say, we're going to go to the gym. And then every other day they have an excuse as to why they can't make it. And then you fall off because they're not there. So I'm saying all of that to say, make a commitment to whatever it is or to whoever it is, and focus on what you commit to. Dr. Miles Monroe and Bishop T.D. Jakes would say, be committed to the commitment. Of course, if it's with a business partner or a significant other, be attentive, do what you have to do to maintain what you commit to, but commit to a commitment no matter what it is. We have all kinds of goals we want to set. And if we're not waking up every day being committed to that and doing something that supports that effort and goal, we're wasting time and we're fooling ourselves and we're creating more unnecessary anxiety. So with that being said, I'm going to move on to point number 2. You got the commitment part. It's for your own good. Whatever you commit to, it's for you. So keep that in mind. You're not the police. So don't try to police anyone else or anything else. Get in the mirror, and that's the person you pay attention to. Okay, moving on to the Charlie Kirk situation. I've been hearing people rejoice and they're happy. And I can't imagine for the life of me, why would anybody be happy about someone else's fall? I think I read something today that said only a crazy person or a fool or somebody who's, whatever, would rejoice when a good man falls or something to that degree, when anyone falls, because we all make mistakes. We all come up short sometimes. And the idea that I can be happy that something bad happened to someone else, I don't know if that's in me. And I can't think of anyone or any situation. Naturally, I wouldn't feel good if someone did something to me or to someone I loved, that I would be happy about it. But if something bad happens to someone, I don't think I would rejoice. But this is what I want to talk about. And it has to do with the Lgbtq community. I hope I said that right. Please don't, And there are people who identify with being gay or lesbian or queer or trans, whatever. They are human and they are people too. I am a straight heterosexual man, never had gay tendencies in my life, have no idea what it's like to be attracted to the same sex. So I can't say how someone may feel. One thing for certain that I know, not only Charlie Kirk, but many people who are heterosexual, they have a way of discriminating against that community. And maybe I get it, because if it's not who I am and I can't identify with it, and allegedly it's supposed to be dysfunctional or whatever, naturally I'm not going to understand where they're coming from. So if you have someone like Charlie Kirk, who always spoke against that. And he spoke on it because the Bible, in many ways, speak against it also. But if that's who you are, I'll say hello to Christine. I don't want to lose my thought. Hey, Christine, I'll read what you said. Anyway, needs to explain reasoning behind swim. Okay. Okay. So if you are in that community and someone speaks the way he did and the way others do, I can then put on that hat for just a moment to understand why they may not feel sadness because of his assassination. Doesn't make it right or wrong, good or bad, just not the way I feel or the way I think. But just for the moment and for whatever it's worth, if someone is a part of that community, gays or lesbian, and you know that this person does not support your lifestyle, naturally you're not going to be as sad as someone else. So I can't say I get it, but I can relate just a little bit in how and maybe why they may be a little desensitized or insensitive. And I just wanted to talk about that. So I don't want to say I'm good or better or anyone else is good or better for mourning that type of loss, but it doesn't make someone else necessarily bad because they don't, because of how they may feel. Remember, I talked about feelings and emotions. How someone feels has a very strong and powerful impact on exactly what they do. And it's hard to separate how you feel from either reality or truth, or maybe even facts, or maybe even standards or principles. God, that list can go on. When your feelings and your emotions are involved and they're strong and powerful, it's hard to hear anything. You ever try to talk to someone who is strong in what they feel? It's just hard to get through. And I'm going to say I might be guilty of that myself. Anyway, this is therapy for me. You may not care. You may wonder, why am I here? I'm here because I can. I have a little radio experience. And when COVID hit, I decided I would broadcast live with my music. And after the music kind of wore off, I decided I would come on and chat and talk. This is good for me. I don't know a lot of people. I don't talk to a lot of people too much. And this is just my way of expressing myself. If you like it and can get something from it, fine. If you don't and can't, turn the channel. But for those who check me out, I appreciate it. And I always say, if anyone wants to talk to me, feel free to send me an email, travisbridges2@aol.com. I will respond. I don't want to fight with anybody. I don't want to try to go into debates. I have a strong foundation that there's an answer to every question and there's a solution to every problem. I really believe people should be patient with themselves and with each other and talk. It's not going to hurt to talk. You don't have to always agree, but this abandoning and ghosting people and just all of a sudden getting nasty and funny, I just don't understand that. Maybe it's due to my abandonment and my own traumas. I just don't get it. Just cutting people off and not giving them the opportunity for closure. That's kind of mean. But some people do it. Some people need to protect their own peace and they do what they do. But I will encourage you, if you have a problem, even the Bible says, if you're a Bible follower, if you have an ought with your brother, go to them. And then maybe go to them with someone else. But try to find a way to resolve chaos before you go off and do something or say something that will not only affect you, but the people around you and the people that you say and do things to. Just relax, be calm and cool if and when you can, and try to live in peace. It's not that hard. You have to sometimes put your feelings aside. Feelings is another word for ego in some cases. Put it aside, go to the mirror first, and then call someone, text them, go to wherever they are and confront them respectfully and peacefully, and maybe you can get the answers. You may not like them all, but you can live. and sleep at night. With that being said, thank you for listening. I'm sure I missed something, but I won't worry about what I missed. I appreciate the opportunity to come on and talk and be here. With that being said, this is SWIM, SWYM. That is the acronym for Say What You Mean. It's not easy to do, but you must try to find a way to get it done. Okay? With that being said, find someone you need to say I love you to. Don't just say it. Show it. Mean it. Let it be true. And everybody may not accept the way you like or the way you love, but just try to be as genuine and as transparent as you can, and let that be it. Okay? Take care of yourself. I'll see you when I see you. Ciao.
SWYM. Swear what you mean. As much as this information is designed to bring awareness to how we listen, hear, and process, it is also a form of therapy. The little person inside of all of us needs to be heard. As adults, even listening to ourselves is a form of healing, strengthening, and growth. It's okay to speak, talk, express yourself, and be heard, even if you're the only listener. If our testimony does anything at all for anyone else, that makes the continued effort worth the time. Get the words out. You'll feel better, and that's a promise. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
You know, sometimes it seems like all the good times are gone, but you got to keep on searching. You got to keep on. For example, take me sitting right here today. I would not be here with you if I believed the things that the people say. You got to keep on searching. Keep on searching. Keep on cool.